The biggest story on the globe today. We do have local stories, and one of them is President Jacob Zuma and the NPA's bid to appeal the ruling that the president faced charges of corruption that has been dismissed with cost. Now, for the latest on the spy tape saga, we're joined by our SABC reporter Aldrin Sampear from the North Gauteng High Court. Aldrin, a very good morning to you and welcome. And can you tell us in a nutshell what can we expect from the North Gauteng High Court today?
Well, that ruling has been handed down. Breaking news coming out of the North Gauteng High Court, and I guess something that is expected by many of those analysts in the legal fraternity who've been following this case, and I've been listening to some of their reports, or rather reading up on some of their report, that the NPA application for leave to appeal the earlier ruling by this court that President Jacob Zuma faced the corruption charges in the indictment has been dismissed. Remember that President Jacob Zuma also applied to be an applicant of this court bid, or the application for leave to appeal. His application has also been dismissed with cost, and the full bench of the court saying that this is a unanimous judgment that both the applicants, that is the NPA as well as President Jacob Zuma's counsel, misinterpreted the judgment by this High Court in the case where it comes to the issue around the separation of powers, saying that there's no issue around the separation of powers. The Supreme Court of Appeal has already dealt with that issue, and they don't think that the Supreme Court of Appeal will come to a different conclusion with regards to that. And if you remember that the NPA also, it was one of its contentions that for the mere fact that President Jacob Zuma's corruption charges were formally struck off the roll in KwaZulu-Natal, that does not mean that the president should not face the charges. That does not mean that it's an acquittal.
So what does this mean now, this particular ruling? Aldrin, can you hear me?
Sure, I can hear you.
What does this actually mean now for the president as well as for the NPA?
Well, Elvis, what this means is that the application for leave to appeal obviously has been dismissed, but this does not stop the NPA and President Jacob Zuma from directly applying to the Supreme Court of Appeal, or even going all the way to the Constitutional Court. But that's unlikely to happen, that they will go directly to the Constitutional Court. If you remember that during the application, when Judge Lidwaba asked about that if you guys are saying that this is an issue around the constitutional matters around a sitting president or prosecuting a sitting president, as well as the powers of the NPA, why not go directly to the Constitutional Court? And the NPA's contention was that they believe that the Supreme Court of Appeal is competent to deal with issues to deal with constitutional matters, and that they believe that Kemp from the President Jacob Zuma's counsel said that the Constitutional Court normally frowns upon direct applications to the Constitutional Court, and that they believe that they should go all the way around through the Supreme Court of Appeal. But chances are that this will definitely go all the way to the Constitutional Court. And I remember speaking to the DA's leader, Musi Maimane, about this issue when the application was being filed here at the High Court, and he said that even if President Jacob Zuma's term in office comes to an end, they will continue to fight for him to face the charges and continue to fight that he be prosecuted.
Aldrin Sampear, our reporter, thank you so much for that update. That was our reporter in Pretoria at the High Court. As you heard, the case has been dismissed. It might even go further.